everyone, this is Lauren from Skyview Aviation. Today I wanted to go through with you some different licenses and certificates you can obtain, and I hope this information gives you some more insight into the aviation industry. So I wanted to talk to you today about different types of pilot licenses or certificates, endorsements you can achieve in aviation. So the first type of certificate you will get is for a student pilot certificate. And you're going to want to apply for it at the beginning of your flight training. That way, when you come to solo flying, there's no delays in your training. You'll have it and you'll be ready to go. In order to obtain a student pilot certificate, you have to do an application on IACRA with your instructor, and you must be 16 years old and be a U.S. citizen or have TSA clearance, and also be able to read, write, and speak the English language. Your student pilot certificate will allow you to perform solo flights as long as you have the proper endorsements and sign-offs from your CFI that will list any limitations they might have as far as weather, winds, distance, anything like that, to make you safe as a student pilot. The first or initial license that you'll get throughout your pilot training is called the private pilot license. With the private pilot license, it allows you to fly for fun, fly recreationally. You can fly with your family and friends. You can commute to work. You can go on vacations, all kinds of fun things with that. You can travel basically anywhere in the United States and even some international flying, so long as you follow all the proper rules and regulations set in place by the FAA. With this license, there is no flying for compensation or for hire. In order to get paid to fly, you would need to get a commercial pilot's license a little bit later down the road. But for this license in particular, you can split costs 50-50 with your passengers, but you cannot be compensated for the flight. The private pilot license can be used as the stepping stone towards a career in aviation. However, if you're looking to fly for fun or as a hobby, then the private pilot license is all you would need. The next stage in training is the instrument rating. With the instrument rating, you have the same privileges as a private pilot license. And what you do is you fly based off of the instrumentation in the airplane. When you have an instrument rating, it gives you the ability to fly in a little bit more adverse weather conditions. So if it's overcast outside or foggy, you would still be able to fly in those conditions based off of the instruments, so you can maintain straight and level flight, or when you're climbing, and to avoid any disorientation in the plane if there's conditions where you can't see outside. With this, you still have some limitations as far as weather goes, but they are significantly reduced when compared to the private pilot license. After the instrument rating, you can start working towards getting your commercial pilot license. The commercial pilot license takes a bit more time building and experience flying, because a lot of times you're carrying passengers, and the FAA wants to make sure that you are a safe pilot and competent, that your passengers are in good hands when being flown. With the commercial pilot license, there's more opportunities to build time towards your ATP if that's what you're looking to do. You can start flying for hire. There's a variety of jobs that can be available for a commercial pilot, such as charter flights, flying skydivers, providing emergency services, flying for law enforcement, doing aerial imaging, pipeline surveying, and many other different things. After their commercial pilot license, many people will move on to become a certified flight instructor. As a CFI, you have the ability to teach people how to fly. It's great for a lot of people who are looking to move on to the airlines because they can log the hours they spend teaching, as well as being compensated for it. Many people will also become an instructor just for their love of teaching and passion for aviation. Once you have enough hours built up, you can apply to be an ATP or an airline transport pilot. With this, you'll be able to start working for a regional or major airline. Now, with these different licenses or ratings, there's also different categories that you can choose from. The first would be a fixed wing, which is just your standard aircraft, which can be either a single engine or multi-engine. There are also powered parachutes or weight shift control, which would be like a hang glider. Those three categories can also be utilized for land or sea. You would have to select one and get the appropriate training. There's also other categories such as rotorcraft, which are helicopters, powered lift category, which is used for military aircraft or helicopters like an Osprey. There is lighter than air, which would be hot air balloons, as well as gliders. There are also different types of endorsements or certificates you can get. One would be a tailwheel endorsement. You can also get a complex endorsement, which would be something like an airplane that has a retractable landing gear. There is a high performance, which would be an airplane that has more than 200 horsepower. You can get a high altitude or mountain flying endorsement. You can become a drone or Part 107 pilot. There's also different types of aviation ratings, such as being a mechanic, and with that you would get an airframe and power plant known as an A&P license. There's also something that will give you an inspection authorization, also known as an IA. You can be a parachute rigger, you can get a flight attendant certificate. There are many different options in the aviation industry, and we hope that this video will help you to choose one. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask us. We are more than willing and able to help you out and help you achieve your dreams in the aviation industry.